Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are doing the take 2 on my most popular video so far, which is which Chanel is real. Today in take 2 we'll be doing the Chanel Classic Flap in Caviar in black. So stay tuned. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you through the close-ups first, and then you can make a guess on which is real and which is fake in the comments below. And then after that, all will be revealed. Okay, so let's get down to it. For reference sake, we'll call this Classic Flap A and this is Classic Flap B. Okay, first we have the front of the bag. Now the lock, let's see how it turns. So I'm not going to review like the packaging and all that kind of stuff, because honestly when you're buying a fake, does the packaging really matter? It's just a little bit of an add-on, isn't it? To me at least. So I'm going to skip that part. Okay, now we go to the inside of the bag. Now the side profile. Then to the back of the bag. Now to the bottom of the bag. Next, I'm going to show you the chains. So let me just find the part where the kind of the leather is joined together in the chains. We are done. So, which did you guess was the real one? Are you ready for the big reveal? So, are you ready for the big reveal? The real one in today's video is the gold one. Okay guys, so transparency first. I got this bag free of charge because they sent it to me to review on this channel. However, I did tell them when they asked me if I wanted to review that I would not guarantee a good review of any of their products, because honesty is the most important thing here. And besides, this is not how I earn money anyway. If I was counting on earning money from YouTube, I would probably starve to death. So this is more of a passion thing for me. Yeah, so I'm going to be freely honest, even though I got this bag free. Would I consider this the top end fake? No, actually. Unfortunately, it is not at the really tip-top end. But would I consider this a high-end fake? Yes, I would. In general, the quality of this bag, I have to say, is actually excellent. If you also watch my beige Claire real versus fake video, one of the better points of this particular fake than the beige Claire fake, than the beige Claire fake is actually the chain. I think they got the chain spot on in this case, whereas in the beige Claire fake, in the beige Claire fake, the chain definitely had issues. It was very stiff, it didn't flow properly. In this case, this one versus the real one, to be fairly honest, I would actually say the chains on the real one are a little bit stiffer. This is just product variants, even in Chanel. But the biggest downside for this fake, and the one thing that I cannot forgive, kind of, is the leather itself. I'll try and show you in the close-up. Basically, as all Caviar leathers, the leather itself is made up of little round spots. However, in the real Chanel, it almost looks like they have sandpapered down the spots a little bit or smoothened it down a little bit, so it becomes smoother even though you can see the grain. What this does is that it creates a flatter surface and therefore gives the bag a lot more shine. As you can see here, it is so shiny. And this is without any conditioning or anything like that. It is just this way. But for the fake in this case, the graining is more protruded, I would guess. So because of this, it affects the shine because it isn't a flat surface that light can reflect off. I actually put 3 coatings of the leather conditioner already on this bag to give it a little bit more shine. However, as you can see here, the real Chanel is still a lot shinier than this one. If I run my finger across the real one, it actually feels pretty smooth, even though you can see the grain. Whereas if I run my finger across the fake one, it's actually pretty rough. So that is my main complaint in this case. Actually, that is the only complaint I have in this case. In every other aspect of the bag, I feel they have actually done pretty well. So it is still a really, really good fake. Would I call this out if I saw it on the streets? Definitely not. Because, I mean, even a real Chanel bag can lose its shine over time. Yeah, it's definitely not call outable unless maybe you have them side by side. Yeah, so this is actually a very good fake. And it is actually a lot cheaper than the beige Claire one. It was almost half the price. So that's a big difference in price. I think this one was about 280, but I will double check on that. One other thing I want to note is that the shipping for this one was so much easier. I just placed the order. The website was a little buggy, but someone will get back to you within a day or so, and they'll contact you, and then you can proceed with your order from there. Whereas for the beige Claire fake, which I got directly from a supplier in China, it was so complicated. I placed an order in say March, and I only got the bag in maybe about September that year. So if you can imagine, the waiting time was more than 6 months, and I had to constantly harass the seller for updates on it because she just never messaged. She just took the money and never replied. So it was a whole chasing game. I almost gave up all hope on ever receiving the bag. This one came within a month. Not even a month. This one came within 2 weeks actually. So shipping was very fast, very prompt. They gave me a tracking code. There wasn't issues about rebounding and ding-donging in China, which I got with the previous one. It was just so much easier. So if you want to save yourself the hassle, yeah, I would say consider this. If price is also a concern, this is probably a pretty good value for money offer. So otherwise, yeah, that is my honest review. Oh yes, and one more thing. I wanted to order the gold one so that we could do a direct comparison, but they told me the silver is their best selling one and the closest, they said, to the real.
Idea what that is, but you know, there's a small amount of space in here for that. And after that, you have the inside, and you can see the classic Chanel logo there. And here is the inside of the bag. And there are 2 slots here for items and 1 in the middle, possibly for a lipstick. And here is the authenticity card. I know you're not supposed to keep it in the bag, but I've just left them in there because I feel like unless I have a secure place or a place where I keep all of them, I won't know, you know, where they are and they'll get lost. So I really need to work on writing out, you know, this card is specifically for this bag and have it elsewhere, or else, you know, if I lose it or something, then someone's gonna be able to sell it and have the authenticity card. So that's gonna be bad news for me. So in addition to the space down there, there's also a flap right here in the front, and you can definitely hold a lot of stuff there as well, like your phone or any notes or letters. And then also in the back, there's a slot for you to hold items. Most of the time, because it is a double flap bag, you'll notice you'll have to, you know, undo this clip and then open it to reach stuff. And for me, one trick that I always do is I just stick my phone itself out here, you know, and it's so much more convenient because, you know, when I need it, I just can grab it and I don't have to dig in there. So that is kind of a pain. It's probably the only con of it, is that it's kind of hard to take things in and out of there. And with this bag, the chain length can be adjusted. You just have to have the flap open, and you can make it a longer chain, or you can have it where it's a shorter chain. So you can wear it as a shoulder bag, or the way I always wear it and like to wear it is the longer way, like this, because I just think it looks so much classier when you wear it this way, because the bag itself is small, so when you wear it as a shoulder bag, I think it's like right underneath your arm, and I just don't really think it looks too pretty that way. But you can definitely wear it that way, and I have worn it that way before, and I will show you later coming up how it looks when you wear it the long way versus the shoulder bag way. So I hope this review was helpful to you.
So when you feel bloated or cramped, there's no space to expand and you end up with lines around your waist. Best thing about this pant is it has a stretchy elastic back, but the front still looks very formal and you can belt it, which means that even though it has a cinched waist, you'll still feel comfortable wearing these pants even if you're bloated. Another thing I've not been able to find in another pair of silk pants is most silk pants are only 1 layer thick, which means you can normally see your underwear and other things through the pant, which is not appropriate for everyday work. Even though these pants are white and silk, they are lined, which means it's much harder to see your undergarments and are completely appropriate for work, but are comfortable enough to wear casually every day. Not to mention that they've made it even more functional by making deep pockets. And to help save you money on these wardrobe investment pieces, I've worked with Lily Silk to give you a discount code for 12% off with all the details down in the description box below. One of the easiest ways to make the most out of your luxury bag like this Chanel Classic flat bag is to know how to style the straps in different ways. And there are some creative ways that you can do this. This is one of the most common ways to be wearing the Chanel Classic flat bag with the double strap over the shoulder because it hits most people at the right height. But if you're looking for a change, another way to switch up the double strap look is to wear it in the crook of your arms. It's a more sophisticated way to wear the classic Chanel flat bag, but just isn't as practical for everyday use. But if you're bored of the plain double strap, you can alter the design of your strap by incorporating a scarf and braiding it into the strap so you add a little bit of color and interest to your entire look. Also make your bag look a bit more unique. The third way I like to wear it is by extending the strap closest to my body and wearing it over the shoulder. But sometimes it can feel even a little long on my 5'7" frame. So